Okay. My name is Denise Michael. I'm a retired letter carrier from Triple C. I knew Mike from Ravenswood when he was our steward.
And I'm Ronnie Morgan. I'm a carrier at Lincolnwood Edgebrook, currently the vice president for Branch 11. And I met Mike when I became a steward at Lincolnwood Edgebrook.
Okay. I'm Lenora Mays. I work currently at Triple C. I've known Mike his whole career. We started off at Ravenswood together.
I'm Yolanda Cabot. I work at Jackson Park Station. Well, I'm assigned to Jackson Park Station. I am currently the recording secretary for Branch 11. I've been knowing Mike since I was assigned to Ravenswood Station in 1997.
My name Danielle Wilson. I work out of Hegwish Station. I'm the union steward at Hegwish Station. I've been knowing Mike since I started the post office in 2008 from Ravenswood, at Ravenswood rather.
I'm Patrice O'Banner. I am currently a carrier for Park Fourth Post Office out in Branch 4016. I'm also the president of Branch 4016. And I've known Mike since 2007 when I first walked through the doors of Ravenswood, and he was my union steward.
All right, I'm Javier Cardona. I'm currently a carrier in Elmhurst Post Office. I'm also the executive vice president of Branch 825. And I knew first met Mike at the Carrier Academy when he asked me to sign up in the union, and got to know him ever since.
And just for the record, her name is Denise Morgan.
Yeah, I heard. I caught
She
that
said
too.
Michael's name because she
Michael Morgan.
Michael Morgan.
I thought they had an understanding.
We do. I think Mike has been handling the rhetoric nonsense very professionally, as he's been known to be. That's just who he is. He's very above board. He's never divisive. I've been knowing him for the longest, and I've never seen him petty, never seen him take anything personal. He's always business oriented and always focused on the membership. So he's doing a great job, and he's gonna pull this thing through.
You want to agree?
I think that Mike has absolutely been handling this campaign and all the bad talk very professionally. One thing for sure about Mike is what you see is what you get. He hasn't put on a show to be a person for, the carriers outside of Chicago. What you guys are seeing from Mike is how he's always been. He's always open to other people's opinions, and he's always willing to talk about them, and that's the same thing he's doing during the campaign. So there's no shock there for us, at least for me.
Us.
I'm not sure if he was the steward or not. But even when he was not the steward, he was always for the carriers. He will stand up anyway, no matter what. No matter what goes on, because he's going to go right is right, wrong is wrong. And he will stand up, and he will tell people in a minute and management that this is how it should go. Even when the union steward that we had at the time was ignoring everything.
Norm. Oh, sorry.
even before y'all got there, but
Okay.
oh no.
Okay.
Even when that would happen, he gonna stand up for what is right. So that is what I mostly remember and I admire. He would step out. He would even get put out if he had to. It's okay.
He go to jail for us. That's for sure.
I do want to say something that I remember. So I was telling the story before we started. I'll just tell it again. But as PTS, I came in 2007. And it was after, I guess it was a huge hiring freeze at the time.
Yeah, it
And
was.
massive hiring. And here come all these new carriers. I had never been a part of a union or anything in any of my other jobs. But I came in and we were working so many hours. Can we curse? I don't. We were working crazy. I'm gonna say crazy amount of hours. And there were times, more than once, where we'd be still out on the street and it's 9, sometimes 10 o'clock at night, and Mike has already finished his route, he's already gone home, had dinner, changed clothes, and then he'll come riding up on a bicycle just to check on us carriers that's outside. And I think that speaks for his personality, just to make sure that we were good. It'd be 3 or 4 of us out there on one block sometime, but Mike would pull up on his bicycle just to check on us. So that speaks absolutely to his character, how much he cared about the letter carriers.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't when he was in Ravenswood, but as our vice president of Branch 11, he went up to, I think, Harbor Heights. Management was treating the carriers crazy. They were just really being dogmatic. So Mike goes up there to defend his membership. And he got arrested. And they let him out. He went back again the next day. He went back. Guess what? They arrested him again. But it never stopped him. You know, he's always gonna stand for what's right. He always has, he always will. I don't see anything different. He still hasn't changed. You know, it's just who Mike is. He's for the betterment of his members. Period.
Well, I guess, working in Edgebrook, we're north side, and Mike was the vice president at the time I became the steward. So his responsibility was the north side. And I remember him coming to my office one time and asked to borrow my car. And I didn't really know.
Really? Sounds like Mike.
And the car was brand new. Nobody else drove my car. And I'm like, well, how did you get here? In like on the bus or walked? So I let him borrow my car. And you know, he brought it back in one piece. So I guess that says it.
Oh, wow. I don't have a business biggest flaw. It's more of a personal thing. Mike is too honest.
There you go.
Mike is
Very much.
very too honest.
Yes.
Very much so too honest.
Yes,
Um,
that's true.
that's to a fault. He's sometimes he. I'm like, Mike, why would you say that? I mean, it's true. I mean,
There
so that's his biggest flaw. That's
yes.
Yeah, you never have to guess with him.
you never.
And
never have to guess.
he cares too much. He cares too much about the letter carriers. So.
He cares. He's too trustworthy.
Yeah.
Mike is. He can be too trustworthy. I would say that if I can come up with a flaw, he feels like everybody is like him. You know how you can trust a thief. You know not to trust anybody. Mike trusts everybody because he can be trusted. A person who lies all the time, they think everybody's lying to them. So Mike thinks everybody is him. So that's a flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
As you see your MBA traveling, you know, like going to different places and different states and stuff like that, do you feel as if he's neglecting any of his duties as he's out traveling, doing, you know, his tour that he's doing?
I don't know.
I don't think so, no.
Not at all.
Because he addressed whatever issues is going on back home anyway, so, yeah, I don't think.
He always asks.
He's accessible still.
Yeah. I agree.
Always asks. Everything okay?
No, yeah, I agree. You know, like I still call him from time to time. He doesn't answer right away if I have a question about something, but he'll get back to me by the end of that day. Like, hey, Mike, can I get some advice on this notice of removal? How do I defend this carrier or something like that? Hey, brother. He would call me at 11 o'clock at night after he's done doing everything, his campaign for the day, and give me advice on how to defend a carrier. He's always getting back to me. He's the guy.
Yeah, he is definitely accessible. Sometimes I think he's been cloned because it seems like he's at 3 places at the same time.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, he's on a flight here, and then we're having an event for our branch, and you look up and he's there, and it's like, how are you doing all of these things? So absolutely not neglecting his job as a business agent.
Okay, so this is I don't know, I think everyone should answer, you know, this question here. I don't know where you want to start from. But the accusations that are online right now against Mike, have you ever heard Mike say anything that you could believe that the accusations are true against him?
Start down here.
I haven't heard anything, and I know they're not true because I was even entrusted with the kids to babysit, so I know they're not true. I used to babysit all the time.
I think we all
I think we all,
have.
definitely at Ravenswood, we all make.
We all
We all
Yeah, Mike let me borrow his kids. Look like my kids. Not my oldest son and his daughter. One of his daughters are around the same age, and then my youngest son and his twin boys are around the same age. So we spend a lot of time with our families. It's this union job. The kids always come in tow, so they developed a relationship growing up, and I always thought it was great how they came together. And as far as any allegations about Mike believing one way, I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. These people who make these allegations obviously don't know the man, and it's really sad to put things out without facts.
First of all, if there are negative allegations, if you know Mike, you shouldn't believe him. I have not heard the allegations per se, but I know if it's negative, it's probably not true. He just too giving. He just cares too much. He is always for the carrier. He always wants to help them, whether it's make more money, whether it's stay at work a little bit less, get paid more. That's who Mike is. And safety. And the safety of the carriers.
Yeah.
He even went so far as to talk to me extensively about the parking when we had to go walk 3 and 4 blocks to go get our car in the dark. He even talked to me personally about that. So no, I don't believe that allegations.
I don't know what allegations you're
Right.
talking about. I've only heard one, and that's total nonsense. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. I'm trying to think of clean terms to use. Because it's unfortunate when we have so much to fight for, and we have so many things fighting against us, for us to have union brothers and or sisters putting out lies. Bottom line, it's not true. I've babysat children. I've been knowing Mike since '97, so at the time we both had one kid apiece. Our kids went to each other's birthday parties all through the years. Mike used to come to my house when I lived in Calumet City. I mean, I've known him. We've been tight since hello. There's nothing that is true about the one statement, the one allegation that I did hear about, but it's nonsense. Just simply a lie. I'm gonna leave it
You
there.
say bullshit.
Yeah. Thanks. I need some help.
I know,
I'm
right?
struggling right there.
Yeah.
I don't know about any allegations actually, and if it was one, I'm pretty sure you can ask Mike and he will tell you the exact truth, whatever is going on. He don't sugarcoat sugar, honey, iced tea. So I don't know about any, and if it is something, I don't believe it, whatever it is, because he has been, like everybody say, since I've known him, I can call him, ask him a question, he's gonna help me with whatever I ask him. He's gonna pull up on that bicycle. When you don't even know he coming, he right there, like I'm right behind you. Like, okay, it's raining, how you gonna get home, you know? But I don't know nothing bad about him, so I can't even speak on nothing I don't know about, so.
Specific to the allegation of Mike being a racist is, I think is probably the one that's kind of floating right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is sad, that they decided to go that low. But that's, when people have problems and they're worried, and their back is against the wall, which is what I think is going on with the people that's making allegations, they'll try anything. And it's sad and unfortunate they went that route. But that's the worst thing they could have possibly said and the furthest thing from the truth. And I don't think they're gonna get anyone that's gonna vouch for that kind of BS that they're putting out there. So it's absolutely not true.
I mean, they all said the same thing. What I think, there's nobody that's further from being a racist than Mike is. He has too much love for everybody. He doesn't care. He doesn't look at your skin color. He's helped out damn near everybody. I can't think of a time where he's ever said this person deserved to get let go or anything like that, regardless of what color they are, what ethnicity they are, or anything like that. He does not care. It's all complete garbage what he says, and it frankly pisses me off that people would actually say that stuff about him because he's such a good guy.
Now, if they had said he didn't like scabs, I'd have been like, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
now, yeah, he'll talk about the scale.
He'll talk about the scabs.
He'll defend scabs too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then try to get him the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous. This,
Well,
this
can I say something?
Mhm.
I know it might be a part of the question, but what was bizarre to me when I seen a post. A post was from a young man who invited Mike to come on to their podcast to talk about something that he was told by somebody in his branch. What would he need to come to your podcast to talk to somebody that he has access to? So if you need followers, just say that. I thought you had enough, but
Right.
if you need followers, just, say that. You don't have to allow the person to get followers, I don't think, do you? But, I don't live in that world.
Okay, so this is like, I guess, for the branch 11 people here. They want to know, how did you all feel when the CLC came out to, your branch meeting and speak? Did that persuade you at all? Any way to say okay, maybe I have to think a little bit harder for who I want to vote for next year, or is it just a still?
Not at all. I thought that we should have known that they were coming before we found out that they were coming. That was my personal opinion, and that's what I said.
I was asking, were they supposed to be here? I thought, when you're running for a campaign, you stay wherever you are and then you just, deal with it that way. I didn't think that another campaign or another person that's running for the same position should come into your house but, if that's how it is, that's how it is. But it didn't change my mind from.
Not at all.
Yeah, nothing's changed. The branch overwhelmingly endorsed Mike, supports Mike, and that's still the same today. No change.
Are you for or against Mike having a debate with James Henry, and if so, why?
I'm all for it because you always want to hear the other side. How is he gonna handle certain things? Mike is always saying what he's gonna do, but I haven't heard what the other person's gonna do yet. So a debate is always good. At least we'll let the people know and have them decide.
Yeah, debate's a great idea. Get them both together in the room so that at the same time they're addressing questions, and then people can hear whatever individual views they have on those subjects. Debates are good ways to kind of see how people are quick on their feet, what they're really made of, instead of some polished speech or planned remarks.
Right.
Let's get out there and let the people ask questions and see where they are with it.
I'm all for a debate because, first I like to say I do appreciate James Henry and Mike's relationship. They always been, above board. They always respect one another. They have good camaraderie. They get along well. It's unfortunate that somebody would try to, throw a monkey wrench in that. But definitely a debate is good. It's not one-sided. That means everybody get a chance to sit down and be heard. You get to ask and or answer questions that are, presented before you. And who could question that? It's a good thing for me, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree. Debate is absolutely, I think, necessary. At this point, with candidates for presidency, this is not just a union steward. You want to be the president for the entire nation of letter carriers. I think every letter carrier in America has a right to hear from all the candidates and be able to ask them questions and get answers on the spot. So absolutely, I'm for a debate.
Yeah, I agree. they're running for national president, like Patrice said. It's I think that'll be a good thing. Having two intelligent individuals going back and forth on some key issues that all letter carriers are affected by in this day and age. I think that's a good thing to do.
And not just them two, anyone. I mean,
Yes.
anyone. can
Bring
come
in
to the table.
Renfro too.
Anyone
Okay.
that's putting their name in the hat to be the president, I think every one of them should come to the table for a debate. Mike is shirking from any debate from anybody, and no candidate should be afraid to debate if they want to be the president of this great union.
Or shoot from it.
Yep.
So it said, would you like to see Corey and Mike on a podcast? And what would you ask them if you could have that opportunity? Was one of the questions.
I don't see the reason for them to be on the podcast. Me personally, I mean, for what? Corey already put out his statement to say what he said. Honestly, I wouldn't hear anything. I wouldn't tune in to hear anything he has to say. I don't think it's important. He said what he said.
Corey who?
Thank you.
Steve.
No, for real.
I
Corey
don't
who?
know.
Corey Wall.
Oh,
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
he wasn't Mike on a bunch of his podcast episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He always used to talk about how he loved Mike so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how,
right.
where's the unconditional love?
Yeah.
Now you're gonna say you prejudiced.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Once your back is against the wall and you guys are seeing that it's not what they thought it was going to be. They've made so many comments, they being the CLC, asking questions like, well, when is Mike going to bow out? Realize that he has no chance of winning this thing. And I think because he showed grit, he's continued to push. And the members are listening, right?
That's true.
Their backs are against the wall, and now this guy that you love so much, and he's your brother, and
Yep.
you guys have great point of views. You don't agree on everything, but he's a great guy that you, before even speaking with him, can go on social media and make such a statement. I don't want to hear anything Corey Walton has to say.
It's irrelevant.
Other than apologies, I listened to that.
That's true.
Yeah, they've been there, done that. Mike's been on Corey's podcast several times. Maybe it's time for Corey to come on to Mike's podcast. I'm sure
With an
Mike being the
apology,
person
of
that
course.
he is, he wouldn't
He would,
shy away
yeah.
from Corey coming on. So if there's going to be a reunion between the two, maybe that's the forum for it. So
When Mike goes back to carry his route, do you all feel like it's him campaigning support, like for his NBA title?
No.
Or does he genuinely want to connect to the working force?
I think he likes carrying mail.
Yep.
He does. He does. Yeah, that's it.
And you would rather do that.
Yes.
To do
Yeah.
that.
Yes, he was happy when he was able to take a break from the NALC to go do the job that he got hired to do, because he felt that keeps him connected. He felt that keeps him in tune with what his letter carriers are dealing with
Yeah.
That's true.
every day. So that's
He's been doing it long before he announced
Long
any interest in
before.
the presidency.
long before.
And while he was already firmly in the position of the NBA, so I don't see it as any kind of a political move at all. It's
Right.
because he loves carrying mail and he still considers himself a letter carrier, which
We all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you should carry mail to be called a letter carrier. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
And to know what's going on.
and you have to think, you have this entire state of Illinois, right? And you got all these letter carriers, and they're talking to you, their leader, their national business agent, right? And they're talking to you about what's going on in the scanners. How could you really give them answers or really talk to them without doing the work? And I think that's how Mike sees it, and that's why it's so important to him that he does it. So that every time I think he's worked with every scanner. I know I haven't. Personally, I haven't carried mail in 5 years. So I have to ask questions about the scanner. He knows firsthand because he goes and he does the job.
What is that? Move scams. No.
Right.
Tracks everywhere you go.
How does he handle a disagreement or criticism?
Big on the smack on the stage,
Right. Like,
big on the
Nice
smack.
shot.
Like,
yeah, like, okay.
Right.
Straightforward. You don't have to guess. He's gonna give you a full blow of what it is that his position. he ain't never scared. So he's gonna make sure that he answer, whatever situation is, he's not one to back down. Even, he would have, if he has a nice setting, of course, he's not gonna be like, boisterous or loud and obnoxious. He's never ignorant or disrespectful, but he's going to speak his point. He's going to stand in, in defense of whatever it is that he feels is right. And normally those things, typically those things happen behind closed doors with whomever it is that he's dealing with. But if it so happens to be, an audience around, he's still careful about his words that he uses, but it's always going to be, I've never seen him angry. I've never seen him let anything, get him all riled up to where he's blowing up, throwing stuff, cussing, unnecessarily or in an attack type of way. It's always just to stand firm on his belief. And sometimes that rub people the wrong way. But 5 minutes later or even 2 minutes later, he's still brother this, sister that, he's still a stand-up guy. It was an agreement to disagree.
Right. I think that Mike is I don't really care for when he's scripted, like when I write a script for him and tell him what to say and how to say it, with some of the videos. But when he's unscripted and just being himself, he's amazing. So I think any type of controversy or disagreements with someone obviously would be off script, unexpected. And I think he handled those things with grace every single time that I've seen, even with management. I've seen him argue with management, and then when it was done and over with, we deliver the mail, and it's what can I do? He understands the difference of the two, and he deals with them professionally. How about everybody should know that I think Mike is a very frugal liver. We don't got to worry about funds. He's gonna save every dollar.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very frugal. We love him.
It's gonna save the dollars.
Yes.
As we closing, I'll say Mike's a good friend. Always has been since he came into my life. He came into my life as a friend and then became a mentor to me. So I've got a bias that's going to always be there. But I think other people have experiences with Mike. They come away with the same feeling and the same bias. So he's growing support like no other here, and I'm sure that's happening anywhere in the country where people get a chance to meet him. Let him take you to breakfast. And
I'm telling you.
I know I'm pretty much biased because of, the time. But that, all that means is, I never, probably shouldn't say this, but I never watched, one of the, what is it? What's the thing that you run? I never watched an episode. I don't need to.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, I already know where he is, where he's coming from, and who he's down for. So I get it. I understand the PR of it all. That's in my mind, that's to introduce himself to people who don't know him.
Yeah.
I personally don't feel like I need it, but always, he supported me over the years, and I got his back.
Yeah.
No questions, hands down, because he deserves it too.
Just the realest person. He's real. He's a real person. Like, he's brutally honest. He's authentic. He's very welcoming. I remember the first time I met him and stuff like that. Like, after talking to him for all of 5 minutes, I was like, man, I like this guy. And then getting to know him and stuff like that. I mean, he's been to my son's birthday party. Yeah, like it's crazy. This guy is everywhere all the time, and he's just the most welcoming person. You cannot not like this guy. You just can't. You can laugh and joke with this guy. You can go out to eat with this guy. You can have an intellectual conversation or an argument with him. At the end of the day, you still
And play cards with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
you know,
Yes,
like,
yes.
like,
Yep.
he's a very down to earth person. He comes off, and you wouldn't think that this guy was a national business agent
Yeah.
or
No,
running
he
for
wouldn't.
national
He's just
president.
a
He's a
regular
very,
guy.
you would think he's just a regular down to earth guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's not. He's very humble.
And
He's a
very
very humble guy.
intelligent. He's very
yeah,
very
yeah.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
Yes.
And we sharing him with you guys, so you're welcome.
Mike is the type, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's going to pour into you. He's an awesome dad. He's an awesome
Yes.
family. He's family through and through.
Yep.
He is,
Care Bear.
he really is. Well, my daughter was going through, she was in college. He was there to help her write some things she had to do. And I was like, he was the vice president. I'm like, Mike, if you don't have time, he said, no, I got it. This dude my daughter had to move. If Mike wouldn't have came up with everybody, my baby, we would probably still be over there at the old place. This dude he's just awesome. He's organic. He's the truth.
He's
And
one of
he's
one.
Genuine.
And he's our
One-on-one.
next president.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Good, good.
Okay.
You guys did great.
Somebody supposed to have the thing and say that's a wrap.
Yes.